Sunday night. Hope you're all joining us. It seems like it was just Wednesday. Wasn't too long ago. SFMF Live Sunday night. We're going to take roll here in a minute. Once we come up on screen, we're doing a sound check. We're doing a sound check right now. Somebody give me a 5x5 if we got it, and then we'll roll. Because, of course, we had a good show for you tonight. It is. All right, we're up on the screen. We are successfully connected. Let's do this. SFMF Live Sunday night. Roll call. Jake Awesome is here from Texas. Heavy J, what's up, brother? Lima Charlie, all right. Is that Annie Banani? It looks so clear.
Yeah, they changed it.
Does it?
Seriously,
Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
It does look different.
Mine's different.
Academies, what's up, guns? Getting it? All right. OG is here. Ganesh ran the Marine Corps Heritage half today. Halves aren't easy. It seems like it would be after you've run a full marathon. It's just a half, but the pacing is way different. Congratulations. Guns, what was your score?
Time.
I mean your time. What was your time? John McJunkin, good to see you. Good evening to you as well. Hope you got your crew with you tonight. Mike Smith, 5x5, Michigan, 4422, reporting in. Good to see you, brother. John McJunkin in the house, says Annie Banani. All right, Sunday evening after church, we had a great message this morning, was the oil of anointing. I learned a little bit about it. The olive tree is a fruit tree. It's not a vegetable. Olive is not a vegetable or anything. I don't know. I guess I never thought about it, but it's a fruit. Hence why they used it in the Bible the way they did. All right. Spotted 2 Marines at Wally World. One had a lanyard USMC, the other had an EGA hat. That's how you can always spot Marines in or out of uniform. That was interesting, some of the comments on that short. Would you be able to spot a Marine not in uniform? And most of the time it's yes. Good evening, Cece family from the McJunkin team. 148. Missed PR by 225. So hour 48 and a half marathon, that's 12 point, what is it? That's crazy. I don't want to tell you my half marathon time now. 148, nice. Don't stop moving. You know what to do after you run a marathon or a distance, you got to keep moving. Right, don't stop. ADJ, I did. I'll tell you about my slowest marathon. My fastest is 4:10. I'm pretty proud of that. 4:10, but it was decades ago. My longest was, I think, almost 8 hours, 7:56 or something like that. And I'll tell you why. It wasn't all me. Hot Rod is here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I don't know what that means. 76 kilometers, Adam. So 26.2, so 13.1. That's the sticker you always see, 13.1 for the half marathon. All right. Jordan Hammond is here. Good evening. I want you to know that you're an inspiration for me, and thank you for the wonderful channel. Thanks, Jordan, always. Brother, I love starting our shows out with comments like that. McJunkin, question. Waiting orders at your command. Questions are waiting. All right. Let's see. How we looking on roll call? Do we miss anybody? Where's Doc? Where's Jordan? Where's Stack? Where they at? 8:14 pace. Nice. Hey, Banani. Black Legend. Yes, what did Black Legend ask? Yes, we are well. Whoever just said that, thank you very much. All right, David Bryan is here. We got, all right, Lynn. All right, so here we go. Sunday Night Live, SFMF. Welcome to the show. Topics today we're going to talk about are 3 that we like to incorporate in the message of the show. The whole purpose of the show is to continue to serve, pass knowledge to each other, share the things we can share. Met a teacher, coach, who is actually going to OCS in June. Didn't even know. And we started talking about it. It's like, I said, are you ready? He said, yeah, PT, been running lots of PFTs. I'm ready. And then I directed him to the channel. I hope he gets on it, because that's the kind of stuff we do, just help each other out. How can I prepare for OCS? Well, I didn't go, but some of you on here did. Whole point of this, and that's why it's been so good, because of you all. All right, so end of the year, end of the school year, a lot of teenagers are going into service, thinking about going to service, thinking about going to college. We've talked about CC number 4. She's been on here, Annie Banani. We might get a cameo from her later to let you know what route she chose. Very exciting. A lot of work. Just want to give you her 2 cents of the determination, the perseverance it takes just to go through to get to that next level. And that's where she's going. Pretty exciting. Boot camp, somebody had a question today about, is it a bad idea to shave your head before you go to boot camp, males? Because the drill instructor is going to freak out on you. You think you're going to be a Marine already. And as a recruit, the first one you're going to run into, even before that, MEPS, then a liaison Marine, and then a receiving company drill instructor on the bus. He's not your training company drill instructor. Here's the difference. The receiving Marines are drill instructors. They went through DI school. They're full-fledged drill instructors. They've either been on the street for a little while, did a couple platoons, and then went to receiving barracks, support company, or vice versa. They went right to support company, then they're going to go back on the street for a little bit. So receiving company drill instructors are regular, normal drill instructors, just on that quota that we talked about last time. So they're the ones receiving you off the bus. They're that initial culture shock. Get on the yellow footprints, read these rules, regulations. You now fall under the UCMJ. Get inside, give me everything, and we're going to strip you down. That's your receiving company drill instructors. 4 or 5 of them, depending on what shift. They're just receiving you, getting you ready for T1, training day 1. It's about a week, depending on how long you are at MCRD or how early you got there. Then after those 3-4 days, your platoon gets filled, your series gets filled, then your company gets filled. Then you get dropped on that Black Friday to your training company. So drill instructors, yes, but different capacity drill instructors. Receiving company drill instructors, training company drill instructors. So again, the whole thought about don't shave your head because your drill instructor is going to thrash you. Your drill instructor will never know. But the receiving company drill instructors will, and they may, give you a little extra love. Go for it. It's good. Good for you. All right, Poolee Yotes asks, just passed my ASVAB with a test score of 96. Very good, but my recruiter told me that I still may not get the career field I want due to my one arrest. Those may be facts. Outstanding ASVAB score, good on you, but your arrest may hinder from something. And your recruiter would know better. Just ask him to dig and then ask for a waiver if you can't get what you want. Definitely request a waiver. Yeah, absolutely. Great job on the ASVAB. Helped some other people study. Carrie Ann Marie Potts is here. That's for Annie. Have you been aggressive? Get those likes up. I thought you meant on her college application has she been aggressive. Very cool. All right, so those are the different types of, here's what came out of that short when he said, yeah, I don't recommend shaving your head. That's not a big deal though, but definitely don't go into boot camp with a moto tat already. I wish somebody would have told me that before I got my moto tat and then went to boot camp. Didn't turn out very well for me. I highly recommend against doing that. But the whole aspect of that first week of boot camp, and you watch videos, you can see it. Who remembers, some of you old timers, that first week is like it was yesterday. I remember getting off the bus. I remember it was raining, of course. We drove around base for, it felt like an hour, it's probably 10 minutes. I had no idea where I was. Heard the planes, saw the city, but completely confused. Everyone's yelling at us. Receiving barracks was different back then. It was in an old warehouse with short wood boxes that you sat behind on your knees while you emptied your pipe. It was just chaos, complete chaos. I know it's a little bit different now, but that's what I thought the next 3 months was going to be like. And it kind of is, just a little more controlled chaos once your training company picks you up. Perfect process. Thinking about how could I get out of here? Yes, the first couple days. All right, Poolee Yotes says, I was arrested at the age of 14 for running away from a boys' home, arrested a law enforcement officer trying to take me back. I have since changed my life since then. You clearly have, and at 14, I want to think you can get that expunged. Anything under 18, you can get expunged. It's a request through the court system. I don't know how to do it, but my recruiter helped me do it. So I know it can happen. I don't know if states matter. This was in California. And I wrote a letter, went to court, and asked them to expunge my juvenile record. And they did. So I think it might be good. Put your recruiter to work. Get him busy. He can make it happen. Absolutely. And with the recruiters, again, you have to, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what questions to ask. So you got to be thinking of every question possible that you might have. Ask your friends, ask other Marines, just ask anything. What should I know? Ask on here. Get on the channel like this, get on this one, and start asking the questions. So now I didn't know anything about a waiver when I went to boot camp. I would ask for a whole bunch. Vibo, it's amazing. Congrats. Don't be scared. Got him. What did Vibo do? What did I miss? Heck yes. Legend in the making. Can y'all tell me what he did? Vibo? What?
He lost 150 pounds.
150 pounds.
To join the Marine Corps from Puerto Rico.
To join the Marine Corps. Awesome. Yes, we have somebody else on here like that. Congratulations. Nice work. Spread the love. Tell us how you did it. Tell people. It's losing weight is mental. Fighting the height and weight standards my entire career. I'm a bigger guy, always fighting it, always on the edge, always on the cusp, always have to do a little extra right before weigh-ins. That was before they had the tape method. Then they had the tape method, then I was good. Then another policy would come out, and I was always bigger, never over my body fat, never failed a PFT. I always got a first class PFT, but it was always a struggle. So one, maybe the height weight standards need to be adjusted a little bit. The most accurate method that I've heard is when they drop you in the water, right? There's even a newer system now, newer than the tape method. Never the calipers, I've done them all. And they do get more accurate as time progresses, but you got to be the uniform appearance and the PFT. I think all those things need to be taken into account. And then lose weight. People lost 150 pounds, right? I was training for a while one time to see how much I can. I was trying to bodybuild and go that route. And I did, lost about 40 pounds in 3 months. And lost some good pounds and kept muscle. So there's ways to do it. You got to be willing to. It's got to be a mindset. Lay Cook is here. Good evening, Sergeant Major and crew. Private Lay Cook reporting for some sort of duty. You are here for duty, and yes, you owe us some burpees from last week. He didn't get notified. Remember, I ask every now and then, did you get notified? Do you get notifications? Some do, some don't. I don't know the answer. I don't on my phone. Some do, some don't. Some of the CC crew, some of them do, some of them don't. So you got to check. Wednesdays and Sundays, not next Sunday. I'll remind you again later on, but not this coming Sunday. That's our Wednesday. That's our Wednesday off. All right, Poolees Saunders asks, does the Marine Corps have a boxing team still? My uncle fought in the 60s for the Armed Forces Boxing Division. Yes, all Marine sports. Don't ask me to name them all, but I know for sure there's soccer, boxing, football, baseball, track, shooting, archery. I got to believe there's one for every single sport that's out there. If there's a competition, I guarantee you the Marine Corps,
Olympic sport, then it's,
Olympic sports, if it's an Olympic sport, it's an all-Marine sport, because that's the whole idea. Get on the all-Marine team, qualify for the Olympics, represent the Olympics as a Marine. So we do. I don't think they'd ever take out boxing. They even had some weird ones in there trying to keep up with society, but they definitely have the sports that you see. What's the one where they ski, shoot, cross-country skiing, and then shoot and then ski again? They got some cool ones. MMA, I don't know if they have MMA yet for the Marine Corps, do we? All right. What'd she say? All right, boot camp. Even volleyball, Randall says. What's up, Randall? Good to see you. Volleyball. All right, with all that, everything involved in boot camp, remember I say this quite often, every success is due to leadership and every failure is due to leadership. So throughout your career in boot camp, you can only display so much leadership because you're a recruit, right? You're following orders, right? Where you at, hot rod? Sound off loud and move fast. You do those things, and those two things, and you'll graduate boot camp as a Marine. Do them exceptionally well. That's when you get guides, squad leaders, and graduate meritoriously promoted. But it's all leadership based. And one time in boot camp, I was just yelling at the platoon to hurry. I was a guide. It wasn't a drill instructor, just when I was a recruit. Yelling at everyone to hurry up. The drill instructor said, get out. As a guide, I thought I was doing my duty. Hurry up, get out, get out, get out. As I was still like tying my boot, I wasn't even ready. Tying my other boot, getting my stuff together. Hurry up, you guys, hurry up. And I wasn't even ready. And a drill instructor from another company saw it. He said, come here, you. Who in the hell do you think you are? How can you tell these guys to hurry up? You ain't even ready. I was like, wow. He said, you're the worst guy I've ever seen. He tried to fire me, wasn't even my drill instructor. But he had such a great point. And I wasn't leading by example at all. So obviously I should have been ready. And then I could say, hurry up, let's go. Not you hurry up. We all need to go together. Leadership by example, that's leadership 101. It's something that gets lost throughout. And are people one way? Do you lead your unit one way and lead your family another way? Is there a difference? We know there's combat leadership as opposed to civilian leadership, and a lot of it translates over more than you think. Combat leadership, civilian leadership. It's similar. They just call it different names. They have different names for UA. But it's very similar, so it can be translated over. How about your work leadership with your own leadership, leading yourself, leading your family? I think it's different, and it has to be. And here's how I know it is different for me. Because a lot of times when people find out later, or when they first meet me, oh my God, you have kids, oh my God, you have girls, you have daughters. Man, I bet you're at home, you're like, rah, 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 and the racks are tight and the house is clean, and it ain't like that at all. I mean, their rooms are clean, but it's not me being a drill instructor. It's not me being a sergeant major at home. It's not me, Sergeant Cece, rah. It's not. So my leadership qualities are night and day between home and work. And it can be. And you have those people that never let it go. You take what good leaders take work home. It just happens because you're that passionate about it. Kind of a good way to recognize someone with passion as someone that as soon as right before they leave the gate and they've already taken everything off, that organization is the last thing on their mind. People can do that. That's because they're not vested in the unit or organization that they're in. Being a good leader is that always in the back of your mind. Are the Marines okay? Is everything going well? Man, I hope I don't get a phone call. Or I kind of do want a phone call just to say, hey, everything's going well. Don't worry about it back here. But it is on the back of your mind. Good leaders. But then you're going home and you're leading your family. It's the same thing. first one to, if you're going to tell your family clean their room, your room better be clean. Do your laundry better be clean. Do your homework if you're in classes, whatever it is, you show them by not just telling them, by doing it first, right? Saving money, eating right. All those things are leading your family. And if your kids are constantly getting in trouble at school, I want to look at yourself in the mirror. Just like an organization, if it's going downhill, how are you going to get mad at everybody that's riding it downhill? Why are people leaving? Why can't I get anyone to come back? Why? When as you're pointing to them, the old saying, 3 fingers pointing back at you. Success is due to leadership. Failure is due to leadership. So if your kids, again, getting in trouble, bad grades, getting kicked out, getting in fights, smoking, drinking, all the things that teenage kids do, where did that come from? Where did they learn that stuff? Or why did they think it's okay? Why don't they think they're going to be held accountable once they get caught? Back to the leadership at work, right? That's the type of leader you are at work. If you let people get away with stuff and you don't hold them accountable, chances are you're doing it at home as well. Your kids are messing up. You do it again, I'll take your phone away for 30 days. They do it again, you take their phone away, and 3 days later, you give it back because it's easy. You take the easy way out, you're creating a monster, right? Then what I do with my son is 15 years old, I can't control him. Let me find a boarding school for him so someone else can take care of him and teach him and be the bad guy and take his things away from him and thrash him when he messes up. But then he gets to that organization and they have the same hollow threat as you do. It takes work. It takes work to hold people accountable, leading your team, leading yourself, and leading your family. They can go hand in hand. And you gotta look at it. If your unit is successful, chances are things are probably pretty good at home too, because you're the same type of leader. And that's different from taking your job home. That's why on the depot, drill instructors, when they leave basic, got to take the cover off. You cannot wear that cover anywhere off base or the belt. You got to take it off. It doesn't belong anything unless you're doing something special, color guard or something. Certainly, but just you take it off. And that's the idea. You take it off, leave it on the depot when you go home to your family. All right. All right, Poolees, something. I just missed it. Heavy J, never been beaten, but I have been disciplined by belts, slippers, anything that was in reach of my parents. And look at you now, Heavy J. So we don't need to get into is beating your kids or that's not the topic, but it's just leading your kids. And I'll tell you, I never got beat. I think my mom hit us once with a brush and we laughed, and then we got taken to the garage with my dad with boxing gloves. So he was whooping our tail, but also teaching us how to fight. So a little twofold. And he would tell me, I'm not going to hit you in the face. And that would last about 4 or 5 punches, and then I get blasted in the face, and he'd say, whoops. But a little bit of both. Again, I should have covered up, right? Why did I allow him to hit me in the face? But sometimes that's what you need, just a little wake-up call. All right, what's up, chicken? Good to see you. Been wondering where you have been, right? We did a roll call. You missed our roll call this morning or this evening. Support veteran-owned businesses. A&C Metalworks, you see it over my left and right shoulder. That's ancmetalworks.com. Amazing metal artwork. Thanks, Lay Cookie, nice work. And, it's another one. Support VOBs, veteran-owned businesses. Did you put it up there twice? And don't forget about our merch.
I messed it up.
Look at the new shirt. Order the merch. I'm not going to forget again. Right here. Quick stickers. I'll go over them quick. They are still, boom, they're ready for you. SFMF-ers.myshopify.com. Check out this shirt that I'm wearing right now. Boom, the stickers are all available. Yes, you got to keep up. I'm going quick. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. Boom, that's my favorite right there. Sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, koozies. The Green Monster.
I'm not putting them focus.
Am I going too fast?
Yes.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. Let me show you this one. Oh, I did. I can see it now. Now it's catching up. Sorry. I'll go slow on this one. Boom. This is the shirt I'm wearing right now. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. T-shirts, hoodies, Green Monster. Get them all hot. There's limited amounts of Green Monsters. There is limited amounts of lanyards still left. All American, made by an American. American products, American ordered, American shipped. Excuse me. And the koozies. Get it while it's hot.
You're gonna have to mic up on your other side, because you always cough on that side.
Okay. All right.
Just move to the other side.
Oh, right now? So,
Is it lit?
it's lit all right.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I got to re-up on the stickers. People always asking, where'd you get them? Order up. Let's go, chicken. Order while it's hot. Graduation gifts. Might be a good idea. All right, Heavy J. To this day, if my parents are chatting away with someone, I still stand there not interrupting, want to be spoken to, or take my plate to sink when I see parents having dinner. All those things, Heavy J, I'm telling you, I've seen that a lot. The interrupting part, I lose my mind. I'm talking, especially when it's adults and a teenager comes up. Two adults are talking, hey, sir, and just start talking. That's unreal. But that's what they've done. That's what they've done to their parents, and their parents are, what do you want? Here, take this money and go. And they're used to that instant gratification. That's what phones have done to teenagers nowadays. They don't have to look anything up. They don't have to look through a phone book to find a phone number or an address. Everything is instant. The definition of a word, nothing, and it's instant gratification. So they expect that. They want it from you immediately. And that's so, who have you asked so far? Where did you look? Well, I'm just asking you because that's what kids do. Mom, where's my socks? Where's the last place you looked? Well, I haven't looked yet because I know you know where they are. Wrong answer. The short book, A Message to Garcia. Boom. Initiative. It's hard to teach initiative. It's hard to teach initiative to adults. We see that recently too. You know something has to change. You know something needs to be fixed. You know something needs attention, and you wait to be told. Wait to be told, well, if somebody brings it up, we can discuss this problem. Too late. Leadership fail. All right. Chicken has risen, and anyone watching, mention producer. What was the rest?
Producer said I get a BOGO.
Oh, producer.
BOGO on every sticker during the month
Every sticker for the month
of May.
of May. If you mention the producer,
No, if you say producer said I get a BOGO.
if you say producer says I get a BOGO, buy one, get one free. BOGO. If you mention the producer said I get a BOGO, she got you. I'm going to have to dock her pay a little bit. All right. So after MEPS that I'm colorblind, left my, found out after MEPS that I'm colorblind in my left eye and the chance of going infantry may not happen. What to do? Wow. That's tough. Tough to hear. I'm sorry to hear that.
I hope your right eye's your strong.
Especially if you didn't know. So color blindness in the infantry is an issue because you may be dealing with explosives and wires and some EOD type stuff. There's different color ammunition. Yeah, that is reading the map. Yeah, there's a lot of things that an infantryman needs to be able to distinguish. So sorry to hear that. Engineers is going to be probably just the same. So my recommendation is find another job closest to combat arms as you possibly can. And I don't know, I couldn't tell you. Maybe if we have a recruiter in here, there are jobs that are open to colorblindness. I got it, especially if it's only one eye. And there you go with the waiver. Ask for the waiver first for infantry, and that they'll put you in infantry somewhere. I don't know, but yes, that is a problem. But you can still be a Marine, so find that next best MOS and go for it. Good luck. I'm leaving for the military, aka Navy, 67-220, but I have 4 years of NROTC. I'm leaving for the Navy at 67. Oh, you mean 67-220, but I have 4 years of NROTC.
Does he mean June 7th?
What do you mean, June 7th? Oh, 6-7.
I don't know.
June 7th. If you are leaving June 7th, you're ready to go. You did, especially if you did 4 years of JROTC, you're more than ready. Lake Cookie says, need the ability to see the stripes to tell the difference between time fuse and decord. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 6'7", 220. I think so too, Mike. June 13th, my first official day of boot camp. J-Dub. Man, look at all these. See, this is the time of year. This is why we've been doing a lot of boot camp stuff, a lot of shorts, discussing it a lot.
J-Dub, you've been around for a while.
J-Dub. June 13th, 2010. Nice. So again, it's the time of the year. It's a season right now. Grad parties are coming up. Graduations, grad parties, and again later in the show, don't let me forget. Annie Banani is going to reveal her path to success and where we can see her in 4 years down the road. Yes. All right, J-Dub. I arrived at MCRD on June 4th, says Randall. What year, Randall? Did you put that on there?
Some water?
The day the Marine walked on those yellow footprints. 1986. Randall, you're still young. MCRD, San Diego. The yellow footprints, they've moved. If you were there in the 80s, they're not in the same spot that they are today. Just FYI, the receiving barracks is new. And if you haven't been back, you definitely need to go back. Old Jyrene, go get him, J-Dub. Stay motivated. Give 110% in everything you do and do it with intensity. Facts. Words of wisdom right there, old Jyrene. Thank you.
Can you answer Heavy J?
Heavy J, where you at? So I'm ready. Do people fear failure or just not willing to learn? Do people fear failure or just not willing to learn? Wow. That's pretty heavy, Heavy J. I think it has evolved over the years. I think back in the day, do people fear failure? I think growing up, that's what I feared. I didn't want to fail at any mission. I didn't wanted to prove to people I could do this. But I think today, what I've seen in today's youth is not willing to. I don't want to say just learn, because they'll learn a different way on their phone. So I think their failure now is failure to go all in, right? To find the passion for that thing that they want to do real bad. Boot camp, it's not easy, definitely not easy, but it's also not hard to, because once you find that passion and you want to graduate that bad, you're going to do whatever it takes. But I think after boot camp, after training, once you're a Marine, and even as you get older, I don't think they fear failing, because I don't think they have the passion enough. They don't have it as much anymore. What's the big deal? Yeah, I failed that one. Someone else will do it. I have to move on to something else. Their attention span is, yeah, I failed that one. Let me move on to something else. I've seen that again in adults. We failed it this year. We'll try to fix it next year. Almost like quitting is an option nowadays. In our day, my youth growing up, failure was never. You don't even say those words. What if I fail? What's the minimum score? right? When you're doing something new, or PFT, what's the minimum score? You would think you would ever catch a Marine? Maybe one or two back in the day would say that. All I got to do is 3 pull-ups. Oh, well, back up. What's the max? Because I want to try and beat it. Who's got the record? That's in boot camp. I remember my senior drone star would ask every time we got to pull-up bars, what's the record? And at the time it was like 100-something pull-ups. It was crazy. Who's going to beat it? And of course we all raised our hand. None of us did or even came close, but it's that mindset of I'm going to be the very best at everyone here. I'm going to outscore everyone. Very rarely will it happen, but as long as you have that mindset. Instead of the mindset, which I see today is, all right, what's the slowest I can come in on my 3 miles? What's the minimum pull-ups? What's the minimum plank? When it shouldn't even be in your mind. It's crazy. It's not everyone. Maybe it's just the current crowd. All right. John Paul Pagano. Hey, man, got any tips for someone going for an NROTC scholarship? Annie Banani will be on the show here in a little bit to tell you how. But yes, I do. Writing your essays, getting the right people you have to get other people to write something for you. So depend on where you are in life. If you are doing everything good, you're going to receive a good letter from a good person, right? I'm biased, of course, and I don't think it was hard for the people that wrote letters of recommendation for Annie Banani because she's pretty good, right? Wasn't a lot of fluff, and they didn't have to search for things. When kids ask me for a letter of recommendation, I always tell them I absolutely will, 100% of you. I'll write one for anyone, but I'm going to be honest, 100%. If I'm putting my name on it, I'm going to say, yes, he's great at this, but he's lacking in this. Things that will help determine whether he gets that scholarship or not. So my whole point is be that good to where when someone asks you, absolutely I'll write one. Just send me a couple of details, your GPA, right? Your current PFT score. Give me some updates. So, and boom, fill in the blank, man. This is an easy one to write. But if it's, a lot of times your GPA was pretty low at one point, you stopped PTing, so you got in trouble for something, you know what I mean? Make your high school career that easy so by the time you do get to your senior year and you are asking for recommendation letters of recommendation for scholarships, for schools, for colleges, service academies, whatever you ask for that congregate, whatever it is, you're giving that writer so much ammunition, it's easy, right? And even as a student, and I'll let Annie Banani answer this, but even as a Marine, when I came for FitRet time, I would ask my reviewing officer, my reporting senior, I would write the Section I comments for them and say, sir, just something for you to work off of. I'm in no means asking you to submit this. I'm not trying to do your job for you, but it will make his or her job that much easier if you put in the stuff that you know best, you know you, and you can articulate it on paper, but that reporting senior or that writer has to be able to paint a picture of you by words, because whoever's reading it on the other end doesn't know you, don't know what you look like, don't know anything about you. So it's got to be painted very well on that letter of recommendation. So give them ammo, give them ammo, give them ammo, give them stuff to write about. And you never know. PT is currently my biggest issue, said John Paul. Okay, and now you know, John Paul, so get after it. Know yourself and seek self-improvement. At least you know that. Start pounding the pavement. And you got to find your own. Someone did ask, I saw a little while ago, what's my workout? Here's what I'll tell you about workouts. And there's science involved. And there's all these PT studs and 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 channels to watch so you can thrash yourself and look just like that guy or girl on YouTube. You got to know what is best for your body, and you find that out by doing it, right? I remember when I was kind of afraid of the gym when I was younger in high school, and I would just watch people. I'd just watch them, watch them. And if they were working at their shoulders and their shoulders were huge, I would take that. But he had no biceps, so I'd watch someone else who had big biceps and watch how they did. You just got to watch people and then make up your own workout for yourself. People ask, will you tell me your workout? I will, but you need to find yours. That's why I don't mind not having a workout buddy, because my workout is what I want to do. And I really don't want to do what somebody else does for his triceps, because I might not feel it. You have to find out what works best for you. John Paul, you need more cardio is what it sounds like. So try a treadmill, try the elliptical, try a bike, try the Stairmaster, or just maybe pounding the pavement is what you need. But you got to find that out. So you have to get after it. How much longer will this stream go on? We got about an hour left, less than an hour. We do it for 2 hours. John Paul, come back. Like and subscribe if you haven't. But we want to help you. Thank you so much. Start working out. Get after it. Here's what I'll tell you. You just got to do it. Is a 10-minute workout better than nothing? Yes, it is. If you only have 10 minutes, get after it. Do something for those 10 minutes to make your body bigger, better, stronger, faster. Don't use that excuse. Oh, I only got 10 minutes. Bro, that's 10 minutes of getting better. I'll be back in 30 minutes after I have dinner with my family. Get after it, John Paul. Tell your family hello and SFMF. Heavy J, 40 minutes till Lima Charlie. Thanks, brother. Old Jerry, my workout is good. My beer consumption is bad. You got to balance. There's got to be a fine balance in there. whatever you work out. I don't eat great. Producer will probably tell you something different, but I don't. But I try to work out extra hard so I can eat what I want. But I still need it. I know for a fact I need to clean up my diet. So you have to know what your good carbs are. Carbohydrates are good for you. They build muscle, right? They do all the right things for you if you're trying to build muscle, but you have to limit them. You need some for your energy, right? When I was doing that bodybuilding, I cut carbs completely. I fell asleep and got bloody noses. So I didn't cut correctly. I cut way too much because my body is different. Protein, you need plenty of protein. That's for the muscle building part. So you have to find out what's best for your body. Everyone's not the same. Heavy J says being functionally strong rather than beach muscle. Huge. I just saw something on Special Forces. Those guys were saying the same thing. If you look at your typical Special Forces guys, they're lean and mean. They ain't no big and bulky because you can't do a lot of things when you're big and bulky as fast. You can't fit into the same places, the same vehicles. You're doing boat ops, jumping out of planes, all those things. You need to be more agile and extremely fit. So they have a different body style. They have a different diet. They have a different workout. So everyone's body is different. But functionally strong, that does make a lot of sense. So you see, look at that big guy trying to open a bottle of water. Huge muscle-bound guy. Couldn't open that. It wasn't functional. And it was wet and slippery, and his girlfriend had to open it for him. It was pretty funny. Leadership struggles. All those play into leadership. How can you tell your unit you're fat and nasty and you can't run if you can't? Lead by example. Young Marine Velez asks, Sergeant Major, sir, how does cleaning and visiting the old veterans home make us better Marines instead of PT, drilling, runs, rifle range days? First, you can do that in conjunction with rifle, PT, drill, rifle maintenance. You do it all. Make time. There's always time. If you slept, then you had time. Weekends, there's always time. And how does it make you a better person? You're giving back, right? And when you're at that age and you're an old veteran and I take it back, go do it one time and just look at their faces, their gratitude, just to be around some young, motivated, good old American kids that are going to replace them. So it's gratification. It's doing the right thing. I would definitely, I don't like taking days off of PT, but I 1000% would if it was to go hang out with some old veterans, do some work for them, cut some weeds, and just sit and talk story with them. So it's a life experience, a life lesson. Don't ever pass up an opportunity to hang out with at the VA. Old Jyrene says, I can meet the minimum PFT standard for planks, but my running days are long gone. That's what happens too when we get to a certain age. You can't run anymore. So while you can, you're physically fit, run. Get after it. PT. Physically fit as much as possible. Can flow can. Double tap that screen, everyone. Yes, thank you. 80 people, 80 likes. Easy. Let's go, everybody. All right. The other topic we like to talk about on here a lot is exit strategy. The exit strategy. We talk about what it takes to get into boot camp and successfully pass. We talk about leadership throughout your service, all branches, civilian community, specifically Marine Corps, but combat leadership versus leadership at home and at the job. And then what I'm experiencing now, leadership outside the military, which is by far the toughest, the most challenging. I've seen the worst in leaders that I've ever seen in my life. And that's part of that transition. I wish I would have known. That's another aspect of transitioning out of the Marine Corps after 26 years, what I should be prepared for in the civilian community. One, initially it took me a hard time just speaking the language. Yes, it sounds easy, but you're not saying URAH and kill and motivated and good to go. You do because you spent a life saying those things, but now you're saying them to civilians and they're looking at you weird. When I end the phone call, I say, URAH. And what? I'm sorry, what? Did you say something? So just learning the lingo is one thing because you're a different breed. All the services, I'm sure, are similar. Maybe not so much the Air Force, but really it is a different language. Deck, porthole, making a head call. Those things civilians don't get it. And if you're lucky, you'll have one or two prior service military in whatever organization you're working in. And you'll recognize it right away. You'll recognize who they are. And then still trying to lead, bringing both things together, the military and the civilian world. But transitioning out, that wasn't a topic I even thought about, or no one was even talking about it. You're going into, I take it back. I guess I did have some, you're going to be in the civilian world now. First Civ Div, right? That's your new organization. That's where you PCS to. First Civ Div, First Civilian Division. So it's been talked about, but until you experience it and join it and embrace it, it's going to be a pretty tough go for some of you. Some of you probably completely transferred over easily. Civilian, that's when the beard came out, long hair, ponytail, braids, all that stuff came out. You went right back to it. And good on you. I had a struggle in the very beginning. But had that been another tool in that exit strategy playbook that you have, checking that list. All right, I got that. Oh yeah, civilian lingo. Dang it, what's that thing called again? Oh yeah, bathroom. It's not a head, it's not a latrine. It's a restroom. That's how I gotta say it. May I use the restroom? Hey, I'm gonna make a head call. Different. And then the route you're going, if you already know where you're going, or if you don't, then you start looking. Then it can be another exit strategy item that you set apart and work on that as you're preparing to get out of whatever branch of service that you're in. Skillbridge is an opportunity that we don't talk enough on here or have ever, and I don't remember hearing it in my TAMP class, which is called something different now. I don't remember them talking about a Skillbridge. And what that is I think it's still 6 months, and if anybody has information on it, please put it in the comments. And I met a guy, Army captain, who he wasn't out yet, he was still active duty, but he got released from the Army to go work in our organization for 6 months. The Army was still paying him. It's a Skillbridge program. Our organization had to accept it and allow it, say, yes, he can work here for 6 months and gain all the skills necessary, because after that 6 months, we're going to want to hire him because we just trained him for 6 months for free, mind you, for the company, because the Army was still paying that soldier. 6 months. Worked out well for this guy. It really did. Did it 6 months, got hired on by the company, retired from the Army. Now he's making full-time pay at the organization, Skillbridge. And again, if you haven't heard of it, check into it. Those of you getting out soon. The gaining organization obviously has to allow it, has to agree on it. You, I guess, have to agree on the amount of pay. Well, I guess you don't, because it's still your active duty pay. But it's got to be something that company is going to want to hire you once they've trained you. But it's good. I think from what I've seen recently that the salary is negotiable. And what I learned also is I don't think that gaining organization is required to hire you. So make sure you check into the facts. I don't know if anybody knows. Please, again, put it in the comments. But what a great opportunity, especially if you're wanting to gain a new skill. Right? You know you're getting out soon. You find a welding company that accepts Skillbridge, 6 months of free training. And they're going to train you like they want you to perform for their organization. So everybody kind of wins. If you ask me, the gaining organization certainly does. They're going to train you to them. You're not learning any bad habits, not bad habits, but just a different method from another company or from a school. They get to OJT you for 6 months. Pretty cool if you haven't. Ken Flocan says salary is always negotiable. Good to hear. Again, you never know. I've never done law enforcement, but that's my future job after the military. There you go, Adon. Check out for Skillbridge. See what police department near you, if they offer Skillbridge. Get you out, start your transition early. I'm sure during that time you can also work on your whole exit strategy. VRNE, veterans. Tell me what it's for. I always love the inner service banter, but I'm a Marine who transitioned to another branch of service. You'd be surprised how many Marines are still kicking butt in other branches. I'm guessing Army, RUC. I think that's usually a place that a lot of Marines do go to. I've seen it. I've seen some of my Marines that did get out right after Iraq. Again, that period, that whole era of time, a lot of Marines were getting out after their second, third, or fourth deployment and saying no more. Thanks, Heavy J. We'll see you in a few minutes. And the ones that couldn't get back in, because remember, it's harder to get back into the Marine Corps once you get out. I'm guessing all the branches of service, I don't know, but for the Marine Corps, I know for sure it's hard. To go from active duty to reserve is easy. From going from reserve back to active duty is tough. From going from civilian prior service to active duty is also tough. So more reason to, go over that with your family, with everybody involved. When your EAS is coming up, is this a good idea to EAS or not? All right, make a sound and timely decision on that. Don't rush into that. All right. Ugarza asks, can a recruit graduate if they have trouble passing tests on their general orders, uniform code of conduct, and other questions? Can a recruit graduate if they have trouble passing? Yes, you can graduate if you have trouble passing, as long as you do pass. I wouldn't sweat. Of all the tests in boot camp, of all the requirements, I want to say that's the easiest. Learning your general orders, code of conduct, uniform, customs, courtesies, histories, and tradition of the Marine Corps. I want to say that's the least. If that's all you're worrying about, Ugarza, you're good to go. You're gonna say that stuff so much. You're gonna have flashcards. You're gonna have your Einstein recruit. You're going to learn that stuff, no doubt in my mind. And still, you can talk to Marines decades and decades later, they still remember the general orders. So it's something that's going to be ingrained into your head. Physically fit, mentally tough. And if you got that, those two down, that knowledge will come to you. All right. Cave Diver's here. McJunkin is here. Menachem is here. It has been a while. Menachem, how's everything? You ready to ship out? Shalom, Menachem. Hey, Menachem. When are you leaving? What's training been like? Are you set to go? You better not get into trouble before you go. And let us know when you're going again. I don't remember. You have been UA though, Menachem. You owe us. You owe us some burpees. Ken Flo Can. Want to join the military, but my family advised me against it. Past is past. I enjoyed working with the Air Force and multiple different K-9 teams. There you go. You're serving. You're serving. You're just as important as the next guy or girl, Ken. So appreciate what you've been doing for all of us. That's, again, you're serving. You're serving it right along with everyone else. And you're right. Past is past. So move forward, as you clearly are. Everything's good with Menachem. I haven't been to training yet. Things are on hold for a good thing. Well, good. Right? Take advantage of this time. Dogs are the best. Ken, dogs are the best. I was tough going to combat with, we usually have about 40 or 50 dogs within the battalion. Spread them out, and we had to send the dog handlers away for a couple months while they trained, and they came back, and it was fun watching them grow with their dog. That's their battle buddy. That's their best friend. It really was. So it is tough when a dog gets unalived, right? If something happens to a dog, I've seen it happen quite a few times, and we even had one run away, which wasn't good. We think he found an Afghani girlfriend or something, but we did have one run away. But it was tough for me being a dog lover, Ken, and I'm sure you have people like me. I'm that guy that wants to pet and cuddle and roll around and boja the dog because I love dogs that much. And it was tough. It took a lot of discipline when I go visit the positions and I'll talk to the dog handler. Everything all right? Do you need anything? You need some more dog food? Ticks and fleas? What do you got? Everything going well with the dog? And you just don't. You don't pet them. You don't play with them. It's a relationship, a great relationship that the handler has with the dog. It's awesome to see. Made them stronger. They are replaceable more than us humans, absolutely, but it's still tough. You can imagine. Right? That's your battle buddy. Man, that's your best friend. To see him carrying them onto a helicopter on patrol when they dehydrate and they try to, just that's the handler's job is to bring that dog back alive so that dog can save more lives. Man, I've seen some good dogs alert to some stuff instantly. The trackers were my favorite, of course, that would track down the bad guys. You let them babies go. Yes, we have to have discipline about that. I'm telling you, Ken, it was tough. It was tough, especially the cute ones. But I know they could rip my face off if they had to. So I didn't mess with them. And I always like hearing those stories about dog handlers that can adopt their dog later on once a dog retires. That's always cool to allow them to reunite. I don't know how often it does happen. Not much because they made a movie out of it, but it's good when it does. All right, Menachem said, how have you and the family, SMF family, been? SFMF, I'm telling you, it's been busy. It's been a busy last 30 days. And the whole year is busy, but with a high school senior getting ready to graduate, getting scholarships, getting awards. They just went to, I won't steal her thunder, she'll be on here shortly. Going to national drill competition is amazing enough. Making it to nationals and representing your school at the national drill meet. National, it's the entire nation. I'll let her tell you what happened when they got there. But it's been busy. Menachem, thanks, buddy. Good to see you on here. Ken Flo can rub alcohol on their thighs and armpits. It helps them. Dissipate. I know I'm not saying that right. Helps to keep them alive. I like those, you know, they wear the, it's not a flak jacket, but the dog one that has the handle and, you know, mark canine, what's it called, vest. The ones that are also an IV, that's pretty cool. They start putting IVs right on their back, boom, plug it in when you're getting ready to go on a long day patrol in the middle of summer. But it does happen, they still go down. Hang tight, Menachem, she's gonna reveal here shortly. Where is the cadet going for college? That's the question of the hour. Doc, what's up, SFMF family? Just jumped in quickly and say hi, good to go. Son birthday today, have a blessed day. Tell your son, happy birthday, Doc, from the whole SFMF family. Enjoy your time. Thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you. And happy birthday. Get you some of that cake. You know you want some. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate you as well. Look at Daniel. Thanks whoever gifted me a membership. All right, who's gifting memberships? Daniel just got one. Those of you, everyone, if you know, you know. If your name is in green, you are a member. You've either joined yourself or someone has gifted you a membership. It's cheap, $1.99 a month. You see the green names in green are members. The names, oh, Carl. What's up, Carl? He is a moderator. That's why his is, I don't know what color that is. Blue. The green is, oh, and then the stars. The stars represent something different. Doc Holiday, $20. Semper Fi Devil Dogs. Thank you, Doc, always. 100%. You're the man. Enjoy your birthday party. Tell the whole family we said hello and Semper Fi. Appreciate you, Doc, always. We all want some cake. I want some cake now. All right. Transitioning, exit strategy. Again, I'll wrap that up, and we're going to get ready for you know who. Here's the thing I'll continue to say about the exit strategy. Daniel, man, look at you. That's the way to play it forward right there. Just send it so I don't seem like a bum. Awesome. Good on you, brother. Thank you very much. That will get used for you all as well. So thank you very much. Good on you. And that's just, so Daniel, just so you know, when people gift memberships, we can't direct them, nor can the person gifting them does. YouTube does. So good on you. Appreciate you. Yes, Ken, I just might be a little colorblind myself. Ask the producer, she'll tell you. All right. Poolees Scouts asks, I'm leaving in 3 weeks for MCRD San Diego. Era. Got the nervous Nellies. What did you do before to keep your spirit and mind from going off? Wow, great one. Scouts, good on you. Congratulations first, by the way. You got the butterflies. You're getting nervous. 3 weeks. That seems like a lifetime, but that's going to go by fast. I was lucky on mine. I took a trip. I graduated late June, went to Hawaii with all the senior graduate boys, about 15 of them. Senior trip to Hawaii for 2 weeks. My mind was pretty much occupied, didn't think about it too much. I did meet some Marines in Hawaii. That didn't turn out to be a great story. They got in a bar fight and didn't fare so well against the local Mokes. But it was a little of, hey, welcome to the Marine Corps. And then as soon as I got back, I left 2 weeks later. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about it, which I think may be good. I did go in blind. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have had a channel like this to ask some questions prior to going. But you're going to be nervous. And just like you do anything else, before you give a speech to a class, before you do public speaking, before you compete in a track meet, whatever that thing is that you're doing, you're nervous when you don't feel prepared. So what you can do now in these last 3 weeks is go over everything, make a checklist. Did I PT today? Did I study knowledge today? Did I watch a video on SFMF shorts on boot camp? Anything and everything you can do for the next 3 weeks to focus. So when you go to boot camp, you should go with that, not cocky attitude, but confident attitude. Yes, I'm going to get thrashed. Yes, it's going to be a culture shock. Yes, I'm going to be crazy, but I'm confident that I'll make it through because I've been doing nothing but PT, nothing but studying, and nothing but learning everything I can. Drill. You know what you need to do. You're hanging out with McJunkin and crew. You are knowledge-based. You are prepared. Now you just need to get your mind prepared. Great question, though. I don't think we've had something like that. What do you do to get rid of the nerves, right? Confidence in bearing. Be confident about you know you're going to pass. Christy God, Christ is God. Amen. About 10 months ago, I was here on this channel one day before my military service, and now I have completed it. I remember stressing about it, but I went through it. Thank you for encouraging me. Awesome. Christ is God. Amen. And good on you. 10 months ago, right? Sir, now I'm here. Casey too?
Yes.
Casey Haskins, curious if you have any advice for me. I'm 30 years old and I work 60 to 70 hours a week. But I've been thinking every day for the past year about becoming a Marine. What should I work on at 30 years old? First of all, Casey, yes. Good call, good decision. 30 is still young. You can go up to 17 to 28 is the age limit for Marines, but you can waiver up to right now 42, and they're thinking about making it 52. Is that right? Or 32 and 42? 52, am I going crazy?
You're going crazy.
42. So you can. Here's what you should work on at 30. Physical fitness. You already got the mental toughness. You're 30. You've been in life, right? And life ain't no joke. So especially if you're working 60 to 70 hours a week, you're already used to the work schedule. So physically fit. You're going to be the oldest one in your platoon, no doubt. So be prepared for that mentally, right? They're going to call you old. And to an 18-year-old, 30 is ancient. So get used to that, the mental side of that. Just know you're going to deal with it. From the drill instructors too, you're going to be older than all the drill instructors. And then knowledge-based. They're going to expect you to know more because you're older. You've been alive longer. They're not going to let you use your age as an excuse for PT, so don't even try it. You have to be better than everyone else. And at 30, you would think, again, I would make you the guide or squad leader right off the bat so you can use your leadership, your life skills leadership. And again, they're 18, 17, 18, 19-year-old olds all in one room. There's going to be some chaos, and they're going to expect you to stand out as the mature one. So you got a little extra weight on your shoulders, without a doubt, but you can do it. Yes, being 30 would require an age waiver. And that's based on your probably letters of recommendation, but clearly physical fitness. But you can. The RSCO has to sign off on it. If that's it, just the RSCO, then you're good. Convince him or her that you got what it takes physically and mentally. And if it's just the RSCO, that's good. It doesn't have to go any higher than that. Easy day. Boot camp. Yeah, it is. Flo Can, thank you very much for those memberships. Yes, again, thank you. Gunny said, had a Lance Corporal that was 2 years younger than me. Just have common sense and work hard. Yeah, that's it. I'm telling you, that's a benefit. Again, if you ask me, I used to always like the young recruits. The younger, the better, because you can influence them right away. But the older ones definitely had a different vibe to them because of the maturity. So you'll do well. Gunny Grainer says, again, even if you're 109 years old, you might still be McFlabs around time. I think so too. I think backwards, barefoot, uphill, we can beat his PFT time. Thank you, Ken Flo Can. Appreciate you. I'm telling you, we're here for each other 100%. And I appreciate that. That's a lot of work. It's fun. It may have caused an argument or two. Maybe. Always my fault. But it definitely is. It's worth it. Casey says, thank you. I definitely need to give myself a schedule and execute it every time for my physical fitness. Manager at a pretty famous store and manage a team of employees around that age. So again, your leadership is there. You have the leadership because of your maturity and your position. It's going to be easy. It's going to be even frustrating for you because leading 70 teenagers all at once can be pretty hectic. But that's when you're going to have to rely on, again, your maturity and your life experiences. So 100% physical fitness, get that way above the minimums. Boot camp was hard. I wanted to quit so bad, Ephraim. I think we all did at one point, but right there, get at it. Once you get at it, again, if the more prepared you go, the much easier it will be. And by the end, IT is easy. Still making you stronger. And again, not that you want to do it, because once, as a drill instructor, once I found those cadets those recruits that would, like didn't mind getting thrashed, I made it uncomfortable. Not so much physical, but yes, we'd roll around in some sand. I'd make it rain. I'd make it so where they didn't want to come back. Push-ups, I thought those are easy. They like doing those because that's a free workout session. Once I caught on to that, yes, I made it miserable. So they didn't want to come back. McJunkin, he wants us all to know that my runtime at boot camp was highly affected due to my turf toe injury, and it was raining. It always rains. Rains on important days. Then you guys better know your ranks when you start screaming attention on deck. You better know who's ready, who's already in that room. Funny, Daniel, it sounds like you experienced something that we had I was a drill instructor at this time. And just so everyone knows, when you're on deck, you're in the squad bay, whatever you're doing, when someone senior comes on deck. So if your senior drill instructor is on deck and another senior drill instructor comes on deck, you don't have to say anything. Your drill instructors, they'll get it down. So say your platoon commander or your series commander is on deck, a lieutenant or a captain is on deck. If a senior drill instructor comes on deck, you don't call attention on deck because there's somebody already senior. I say two because he's captain. So you better understand how that works, and here's why. Our series commander was a captain. I was a senior drill instructor. He came on deck. They called the deck to attention. He said, carry on. He was walking around talking to recruits. He was in the back of the squad bay. Our company commander was gone. So our series commander didn't know he's a senior man on deck. Ain't nobody senior than him coming on deck. And all of a sudden, the recruits yelled, attention on deck, attention on deck. Everything freezed. Everyone freezed, except that series commander looked and said,
You mean froze?
What'd I say?
Freezed.
Freezed. Froze. Everyone froze. Thanks. Everyone froze. The series commander looked around and he was pissed. He said, it better be the goddamn commandant of the Marine Corps walking on this camp into this barracks. If you call you, why don't you know the rules? I'm the senior guy. And he just was going off as he was walking down the squad bay, yelling at all of my recruits for calling attention on deck when he was the senior man on deck. He said, it better be the goddamn commandant of the Marine Corps on this deck. Sure enough, it was the commandant of the Marine Corps. So he had a little hee-haw, made a mistake kind of move. Luckily, the commandant was cool about it, and there was a whole entourage. By the time he got to the quarterdeck, it was a big deal. We didn't know he was coming. If we wanted to laugh, even the commandant said, go ahead, you can laugh. Of course, we didn't, but it was funny as heck. And that series commander was paid a little more attention next time and apologized for yelling at the whole platoon for screwing it up. Mm-hmm. Funny, too funny. VOB stands for Veteran Owned Business. Ken, thanks for asking. Sometimes we assume that everybody knows. Veteran Owned Business right behind me. That's it. ANCmetalworks.com. Mike Laycookie, he's in and out. Those are two of his pieces of artwork right there. They're amazing. That's a special design right there. Semper Fi, my friend. If you mention SFMF when you order anything on Mike's webpage, 10% off for SFMF-ers. So get after it. Killing it. The flag was our first piece. Once we saw that, and we're going to keep once we're settled in our studio forever, we're going to start ordering some more mics. So stand by. Menachem, have you had any recruits who did not prepare physically at all? Did they graduate? Great question, Menachem. Yes, but as a training company drill instructor, we don't see those because they fail the IST. So as soon as they get there, the first thing you do with them, first physical thing they do after receiving through all that stuff, they run an IST, initial strength test. I think it's 1.5 miles, minimum 3 pull-ups, and now I'm assuming it's planks, and they're all minimum scores. I don't know what the time is for the 1.5 miles, what it has to be. But if they don't pass that, they get dropped already to PCP, Physical Conditioning Platoon, AKA Pork Chop Platoon. They go to that platoon until they can pass the IST, then they go to a training company. So, Menachem, if your question is, have they ever not been able to pass, how long do they keep them in PCP before they drop them altogether? That's probably a more accurate question because I've received recruits, I had received recruits all throughout just coming from PCP. So they showed up, failed the IST, got dropped back in training already, first week. Then they go to PCP until they get their physical fitness up. Then they go to a training company. They ideally graduate with that company. So, yes, but either way to say it, if you don't pass the PFT, you ain't graduating. So recruiters, I know they do their damnedest to have PT sessions. I think our nearest one, I think 3 days a week. I think he would PT 3 days a week. And then like at 1500, 1600 after school, he would PT all his Poolees. And whenever there was a fun run, he would sign them up. The recruiting station would pay for whatever it is, $20 for an entry fee, and they'd run those together. He did well. He was my daughter's recruiter. Did well to get them in shape and ready to go. So there's no reason not to. Recruits do struggle quite a bit. You have your PT studs, typically high school athletes, right? In whatever sport, if you get them, you can tell right away who played high school ball, any kind of sports, because they're always the best. But the other ones catch up quickly. The big boys, yes, fat bodies, catch up quick, lose weight quick. It happens before you know it. Is a Poolee program and PT with your recruiter mandatory? Another great question. No, none of it is mandatory. Recruiters will tell you, you better be here. You have to be here. You don't, but you absolutely should. And I think if I was a recruiter, I would say you have to also, because that's how important it is. I think Poolee functions, Poolee meetings are huge multiplier to your success in boot camp. So go to them absolutely when you can. Do you know how many years you have to commit to be a master sergeant? I've seen that before. You asked that before. Can be, everyone's different, but typically master sergeant, maybe 14, 16 years, 18 years, something like that is probably average. You can get it sooner, and it could take some people longer. But about 18 years, 16 to 18, I think is probably average.
Okay, what's that?
All right, one more question, then we're bringing someone on.
Left or right?
On my left, please. Tell me when you want me to move. Poolee Tillis asks,
No.
right now?
Let's start scooting.
How does the Marine Corps choose those for drill instructor school or who qualifies? Let me know. We're moving, we're making room. So how do you qualify for the B bill that you want to do? Yeah, as a Marine, you request it, you put it in, and I highly recommend you do it as a corporal. Start early to let the Marine Corps know what you want to do. I didn't want to be a recruiter. I didn't want to get selected. I didn't want to get put on that list, mandatory recruiting. So I started asking for DI duty early. They take volunteers for both, and then they start, once they need so many recruiters, if you meet all the requirements, physically fit, haven't been in trouble. I don't know what the specific requirements are, but if you let the Marine Corps pick, they're going to pick for you. So if you know what you want, be aggressive, start asking for it early. All right, we ready? Who we have coming on next, you've all seen her, you know her, she's Annie Banani, she's a hammer, and she is a hammer. She's been working. She's a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate in 1 week. We've shared some of her stories. She shared her story about where she's applying to college, what she wants to do after. It's been a heavy, heavy road for all of us. She's written multiple essays requesting. Somebody asked how you get a letter of recommendation from a congressman for an NROTC package. All those things we all learned these last couple months. So she did get started a little late, and that's all of our fault. But she's at a decision point right now where she's going to tell the whole SFMF community and the rest of the world. So be ready to ask her a couple questions. Brief, how much time we got? Come on in. It was decision time. She already made the decision.
Get in super tight.
We have to get close to each other. Good thing we know each other. So it's been a journey, and thank you all for your prayers. We're asking for prayers and guidance from God. Where is he what's the path that he's choosing her to take for the good of the whole, what she wants to do, and how she can succeed in everything that she does. And faith really has brought us to the point that we're at now. We're super excited. So everyone, please welcome Annie Banani, AKA Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Cece. All right.
Hi guys, it's a pleasure to be on. So as far as the application process, it took many months of applying to, I don't know exactly how many colleges, but I want to say at least like 15 colleges. It felt like it never ended but it's good to like keep
15.
15?
Yeah.
It's good to keep your options open, and just like, even if you think like, I don't know if I'm sure about going here, you might not get accepted into your top school, so it's always good to have backup. So it was a long process of applying to schools, applying to service academies. I ended up applying to the United States Naval Academy and United States Military Academy.
At West Point.
At West Point. And then there's scholarship applications, and then you also have to apply for a nomination to get into a service academy. So it was a very long process, but now that we're nearing graduation season, I finally made my decision and committed.
Okay, wait, don't tell anybody yet. Go over the letters of recommendation, one you had to get from people, and you don't have to say their name. Well, you can say all their names. Who you got the letters from, and what were they for? Like, how'd you get, someone specifically asked, how do you get an NROTC scholarship?
So I know for like most schools, usually just like, some don't require any letters of recommendation. Most require one, some require two, and they want them to be from like teachers, coaches, maybe a mentor. I know for whenever I wanted a nomination for a service academy and I had to ask the state senators, they required like 5. Like it was very demanding. They wanted multiple letters of recommendation. And if you're in good standing with your teachers, like if there's a class where you're doing really well, maybe you have a coach you've been with for a couple years, I would recommend that. And yeah.
So again, we talked about it earlier. You have to, by your performance, you have to give them plenty of ammo so it's easy for them to write. Okay, that's letters from other people. How many essays did you write for all these applications?
A lot, because there was a couple colleges that just were like one very simple essay, like, why do you want to go to our school? But I know for a lot of the schools, it's like usually a long essay that's like 500 words or so, and then a bunch of, want me to name them?
Just ones that were hard, she said.
Like Norwich, VMI.
Oh, I know Norwich, VMI. I think it was VMI was the one that had a bunch of short answer questions.
Was that easier? Was that?
I wouldn't say it's easier, like, because you have to think about a lot of different questions. I'm thinking of just one topic, like, why do I want to go here? You have to think about, they ask you a bunch of questions, like, I know Rice did that too. They asked you a bunch of questions like, what does it mean to be selfless, or why do you feel you deserve to go here, and like why do you want to study in your major? That's a very common question, is why do you want the major that you want? And also, like, a lot of schools that I applied to don't all have like the same major that I wanted. So like some schools I was planning on majoring in criminal justice or criminology. Some schools I was going to do pre-law. A couple schools I was going to do business. I can't remember the other ones. But yeah, as for essays, some of them are just one long essay, but I would say most have a bunch of small questions. Like I know Naval Academy had like a couple short answer questions.
We have a good question up here from John McJunkins, female cadet.
Cadet Carlson asks, good evening, ma'am. As a young female myself in her junior year of high school, what can you advise me to do to get into a military academy? Great question. As a junior.
As a junior. Well, as the year's ending, now you're going to be a senior. This is the perfect time to start because it's your summer going into your senior year and you want to submit your application as early as possible. I know that the deadline this past year was like January 31st. And I did it in January. I did it very late. So I would recommend doing it as soon as you can. I'm not sure when the exact application opens, but during the summer, I know. During the summer, you want to look into application, start working on the essay, and also start working on the congressman or state senator nomination, because that part's key. That part's really important. It's really hard to get. So you have to start on those applications right away. I know that the deadline, whenever I did it, was around October. It was like end of October. I think it was November 1st, and like October 31st was the deadline to submit those. Start the application for your congressman and 2 state senators and to get your nomination.
Because those are mandatory. You have to have one from a congressman. There's a couple of different positions you need one from, but they're mandatory. You have to have them. And then not only the essays, you also had interviews. Who did you have interviews with?
Oh, I had an interview with I never heard back from the state senators, but I had an interview with the congressman's office.
Cruz or Senator Ted Cruz said.
Oh, yes, Senator Ted Cruz.
Denied.
Senator Ted Cruz said, sorry, we can't offer you one. Senator John Cornyn, I never heard back from. I never received anything. But the congressman did give me a nomination. But before I got the nomination, they said, please come into our office for an interview. So that's basically like phase 2. So like you're almost there. And the questions they asked me, the interviewer, she was very polite. She was very nice. She just asked me some like basic questions like, why do you believe you should receive a nomination? And like mainly questions like, what makes you want to join the service academy? What makes you want to be an officer? Because like going to service academy, you're committing to 5 years of military service after you graduate. So she wants to know like, oh, like what service do you want to join and why? And basic questions like that.
So what service did you decide?
Service, Marine Corps.
Checking, just making sure. So she did get that scholarship, that NROTC, Navy Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, NROTC scholarship.
Marine option.
Marine option. Okay, and that has to be specified. And that was a big one. That was the biggest one. And that'll get her, that allowed her to pick any school, any college that has an NROTC program, right? And then it's all Navy. You do all Navy stuff. You wear Navy stuff. Towards the end of graduation, that's when they start learning. I'm guessing junior and senior year, I think, of college. That's when you wear Marine uniforms and start doing the minimum amount of Marine Corps stuff that you can do. But almost every service academy has a Marine option. They're just very hard to get in other services besides the Navy. Navy, the Marine Corps Department of the Navy. The Marine Corps doesn't have an ROTC program, so you have to go into a Navy program. All right, so good. You got the NROTC scholarship and a couple others. About how many other scholarships did you get?
I received what is MOA, Military Officers Association of America.
Yeah.
I received a scholarship from them. I received the HAEF. Can I say what that stands for? No? I received a local scholarship. And I
So
think
you
that's
received
it.
about 3 or 4. of-
And I've submitted a couple more, just waiting to hear back.
You could talk about Marine Corps League. All the military ones.
I applied for Marine Corps League, AMVETS. I also applied for Drill Nationals, which is a scholarship they give you at JROTC Drill Nationals. I I had an interview, but I didn't receive it, unfortunately. But it was a great honor to be selected. They selected 5 cadets in the whole nation.
From the nation.
5 cadets from the nation. I was lucky to be a part of the 5.
And one of your teammates.
And one of my teammates fortunately received it too. They picked 2 in the whole nation, and she got it.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, being in the top 5, sure. That's good as well. Okay, so you're using those scholarships. You're going to use all of them. And was it easy to get? Were those easy to get? And could you have applied for more? Or how many do you recommend students apply for?
As many as I can find, honestly, because I've applied for just like whenever my mom's just like, oh, did you hear of this scholarship? And I'm like, no, and she's like, okay, get on it. And so just
Research, find them.
research. Especially if you want to do ROTC, or even if you don't want to do ROTC, but you're in, let's say, JROTC or any other sport, there's so many opportunities for you. Like, there's so many. Or even if you don't do JROTC, you don't want to do ROTC, but you come from a military family, you're a military dependent, or maybe one of your parents was killed or injured in action, there's a lot of options for you.
So research and fill them all out. And they're all basically the same, right? You have to write an essay. Why do I deserve this scholarship? And you just answer the questions. Okay, of all those, here's the big question. Did you use ChatGPT?
No. What's ChatGPT?
So again, we know it's big in today's society, and kids are getting caught using it and not getting credit, and there's ways to check it. I have nothing against ChatGPT, but if I'm someone reading something for a nomination.
What can you tell us about what to expect on how long is the process to hearing back from these academies?
Ooh, that's good too.
Okay. So I did submit my application around January, and I heard back from USNA, when was it? April? Was it April? Yeah. I know it was before May 1st, because May 1st is like the usual deadline to commit to like colleges is May 1st. It's like National Decision Day. So I know it was definitely before then. So around April, yes, I heard back from Naval Academy, and then I actually heard back. I didn't hear back from West Point until early May. Yes, I was in Florida whenever I heard back from both.
So you got to be patient, and that's the hardest part, really.
I think it was the FAFSA was slowing you down.
FAFSA, those of you who don't know about FAFSA, financial aid, whatever it is, it's yeah. Get with it. Find as much out as you can as early as possible. And here's what we've learned throughout the way. Every school has counselors and has a college counselor. Depending on your school, may have more than one. Don't assume that they're going to give you all the information. They're not going to hound you. They're not going to. You got to do it on your own. They're there for. You don't know what questions you have for them sometimes, so you have to bug them. Yes, get on them, get after them, politely and professionally, of course, but is there anything else? Is there anything else? They probably announce it on your school's PA system. They probably pin stuff up around the halls. That's not enough. You have to ask and find out so you don't miss anything. You don't want to miss any deadlines. You want to make sure that you take advantage of every single scholarship opportunity, every date. Get a calendar and start writing all this stuff down. A lot of stuff we were kind of learning as we went, but you have to ask the question. They're not gonna feed it to you. And this is a little bit of introduction into the real world, probably college, is no one's babysitting you anymore. You have to get after it and get after it and get after it as much as you possibly can so you don't miss anything, right? Great opportunities. You shouldn't have to pay for college. right? As many opportunities for scholarships as there are, you should go into debt to go to college. All right. Tell us where you were accepted first, the order of acceptance.
Where I applied? Or I'll just say where I was accepted. I was accepted into Virginia Tech, North Carolina State, Norwich University, Texas A&M University, and I received an offer to the prep school for both U.S. Military Academy and U.S. Naval Academy.
Waitlisted, right? For those two, for the two service academies, U.S. Naval Academy, U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
West Point, I got prep school.
Oh, not waitlisted.
Not
She got
waitlisted.
prep school for West Point. And West Point, reminder, you can get a Marine option out of West Point, all Army.
Oh yeah, I want to answer the question. Am I too late to have started the process of seeking? I missed it. What's the question from John McJunkin?
She's not at all. The process to seek and route to the military academy.
As a sophomore? As a sophomore, no. You're not. It's not too late. Honestly, people start looking into it even their senior year. Sophomore year is, you're already halfway through high school, but you still have a chance. You know, keep your grades up, keep your GPA up, take the SAT, take the ASVAB. No, not the ASVAB. You don't need to
Still
take
can.
the ASVAB.
You can, just to see what it's like.
Yeah, I would recommend taking it. It's not required for Service Academy, but I would recommend taking it if you ever want to do ROTC. Like if you apply for the ROTC scholarship, they want to know your ASVAB score. But yeah, it's not
Some
too
of
late.
the, which universities or service academies, which ones required they all required a PFT, right? Every one of them?
The Service Academies, yes. It's a CFT, Candidate Fitness, CFA, Candidate Fitness Assessment. It's like a mile run, timed push-ups, timed sit-ups.
What did you do on those?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
And then pull-ups had to be
pull-ups.
videoed.
Yes, for West Point, they require a video of you doing pull-ups. Naval Academy, I thought it was the same. I submitted a video of me doing pull-ups and like, we don't need this. I remember that I called someone from the admissions and she said, that's just West Point. We don't need a video. Because I was like, I can't find where to submit it. But
How many?
pull-ups.
Ken wants to know how many you did. How many pull-ups?
Oh, well, I remember the first time I did them like this, I did chin-ups.
Chin-ups, yeah.
Chin-ups, I did 13. And then they said, oh, we do it. We need you to do them overhand pull-ups.
Marine
and
style
I did
pull-ups.
10
Nice.
pull-ups. And for females, 17-year-old females, max is 7.
Boom.
So, yeah.
Nice work. Okay, are we ready to reveal? Any more questions?
Yeah, careful of the mic when you take your thing off.
Is it attached to my shirt or my
It's
jacket?
on your jacket. Don't touch it.
How am I going to take it off then?
So you just open your jacket up. They'll see it.
I want to take it off though.
Here we go. Just hold it. I'll hold it.
Can you put on my shirt?
No, just take the mic. It's going to make a lot of noise.
Nah, never mind. We'll do it next week. How about if we do it next Sunday? Where does Dad want you to go?
Set the
As
mic down.
Gunny East. Good question. I want her to be a Marine officer.
Let's enter the question.
Okay.
Junior high school, what physical educational standards do the military academies look for? I can't tell you the exact number off the top of my head. Physical education standards.
Let's go this way a little more.
I can't tell you the exact number off the top of my head. It's not like you have to max out every single event, but I don't know the scoring system off the top
Physical
of my head.
educational
But
standards?
Definitely, I think she means like CFA scores.
Oh.
I think that's what she means. But you don't have to max out everything. I would recommend obviously do your best. If you can max it out. If you can go above the max, go above the max. Even though I don't think it counts as extra points, but they will see that and think, oh, she's strong, she's fast, whatever. So just as long as you pass the minimum, that's all I want, honestly. As long as you pass the minimum. But if you can max out,
Don't
max
go
out.
for the
Your
minimum.
mic's
Don't-
not on, so
But-
see.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. One last question. How important are SAT scores?
Very. So take the SAT now. If you're sophomore or junior, take the SAT now. And if you don't get a great score, you can retake it.
What I've learned is that SATs are very important. They do hold a lot of weight. And what I've seen averages about 1130, anywhere in the 1100s seems to be about average. But
I heard from the recruiters, I've talked to the West Point recruiter and the Naval Academy recruiter. They both said a good competitive score is in the 1300s. I'll just say I'm in the 1100s. That was my score. But they said 1300s would be good.
1300s are good, and they go up to, I've seen some 14 and 1500s. So those are kind of probably guaranteed top level service academies. So they are important. The SATs are very important. Get a tutor, study, do what you can, and you want it to score as high as you possibly can on the SATs. I think it should be more well-rounded. It should be important, but not the most important thing. That's what you're going to college for, to improve your knowledge. So if you have a good score and everything else, you're already physical fitness, leadership, you have great letters of recommendation, all that definitely should play a part. But SATs are very important. So study. All right, we ready? Old Jerry Rain says now, not next week. And have you chosen a job? All right, let's go. Let's do it. See what we reveal. Man, it's going to be delayed. I'm going to watch it there.
I wonder if anybody knows what school is maroon.
Wait, Gunny said wait.
No, too late.
Too late.
Woo! Gig 'em.
Gig 'em, Texas A&M. Samuel said it first. Look at the little drums. Menachem, thanks, did the drum roll. Let's go. Great job, young lady. Is she your daughter? Don't we look alike? Samuel, woo. Aggies. Yep, Samuel, you an Aggie? Aggies. What's your, okay, I can see it now.
Go Aggies.
Texas has great hunting. Jared, I'll let you know. We're definitely going. Go Aggies. Look at USMC Cece. Tamu, Texas A&M University. Corps of Cadets. So she'll be in the Corps of Cadets. And I think we're trying to figure out if she can do Corps of Cadets and JRTC at the same time.
ROTC.
ROTC? Oh, yeah, ROTC.
You can.
You can do both.
Yeah.
Right? And she'll be obligated using that ROTC scholarship, Marine option. Has to commit 5 years to the service after college. Easy day. She's going to do 30. Well, we'll see. Yes, she does. So it turns out to be a full ride with that ROTC scholarship. Can I say how much that one was for? Because college ain't cheap. That covers one or the other, complete room and board or complete tuition. So that's why the other scholarships are important as well. So although she got the big one, the ROTC and ROTC scholarship, Marine option, she still needs something to cover the other half. So you can go to college for free. Don't use that excuse as, well, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. Yes, you can, but you got to put in the work. And that's the kind of things that colleges want to see, that you can commit and do everything that you possibly can. All right, Devil Dog Kane says, "URAH, gonna congrats, young lady. 2-5, let's go." All right. I think you're super daddy. Oh, sugar daddy. Oh, it's super. Thank you, everyone, for the congrats. You guys are family. Amazing. Yes, thank you very much. It's been a lot of work. It's been all her. She's been up late at night writing essays. Here's another tip for you teenagers. She's been spending the last couple of days writing thank you letters, because we have come across some amazing people during this journey, and a lot of people willing to put in the work, right, for someone else's career. That's what they do. So it's been a long, hard journey, but it's just beginning the next chapter in her life. Life is tough, but when you do it right, you can make it a whole lot easier. All right, any questions before we let her go study?
There's one listed from John McJunkin. Cadet Brimman's mother, will I be able to visit my baby girl at VMI or the Citadel?
I would assume probably not the first year, or at least the first semester. I don't know how it works exactly at VMI or Citadel, but I know that.
I'll let you know in 6 months.
I know.
Yeah, we'll let you know in 6 months. So
Yeah.
I think probably how it works is, yeah, the first 6 months is, so every program has, when you're first starting out, they have a nickname for it. So the Aggies are called what? Brand new.
Oh, the fish.
You're a fish, right? That's the nickname they use for the new ones, the boots, the newbies, right? Fish. Some are called
I think
cadets. Some are called turds.
I don't remember which one they call them. They call them rats. I think
Rats. I think it's Citadel.
Citadel.
Yeah.
Citadel call them rats.
Yes.
Malcolm has a question. He wants to know if you have an MOS.
Did the young CC choose an MOS?
I haven't picked one yet. I don't have to decide until longer down the line. I don't know if it's my junior or senior year. Is when you start preparing for the actual military. But as of right now, I haven't decided on MOS.
What would you like to do?
I haven't decided. I really don't know. I don't know all the options yet for what I qualify for.
Yeah, and again, that's something that you'll learn over the next couple of years, right? She knows my career. She knows her sister's career. She'll meet a lot of Marines while she's going through the program, so easily decidable then. Okay, the gang from the OFK says, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to make time for cadets. Again, that's, McJunkin, that's why we're here. We love your crew and all their great questions. And that's, I'm telling you this, we're going to live these next 4 years just helping the next young candidate get chosen for one of these colleges or service academies and try to make it easier for them. We learned the hard way once again, but we learned, and now we just want to get it out to the masses. So we know. Malcolm wants to know what Sergeant Cece's MOS is. Carrie Ann Marie Potts, is she taking off?
No, she just said to tell Annie.
Sig and tell. Sig, look into
She
that.
said, love her videos, hope to see lots more.
Oh, good. We'll have her on more. We got to get her before she goes. So the summer, it already starts in the summer, right? Her first thing. These colleges want you. They want you. They're going to start doing in-doc type stuff, I'm sure. Uniforms. She already picked her company at the Aggies, and it just, it's already starting. That's how intense it is, and I think it's good. If you ask me, you hear a lot of people, and I hear Marines even say, I'm going to take a year off and come back. You take a year off from high school, that year, you don't know what can happen within that year, and then I'll join the service, and then I'll go to college, and then don't take that chance. Go to school now while it's still fresh in your mind. You're used to the schedule, you're used to the committing the time you need to pass and graduate, whatever. Don't take that time off, without a doubt. Get right after it. All right. Joey, you must be so proud of her. Sending congratulations from Golf 25 Marines, Retreat Hell. All right. Thanks, Joey. And yes, absolutely, we are. We are. It's definitely been a team effort, right? Team CC has been on board the whole way, and we're excited. We're proud, and we can't wait to watch this all unfold. And pretty soon she'll be a boot lieutenant in the Marine Corps, and hopefully she's learned enough from the enlisted side to go in right and know what to do and what not to do. We've seen some real bad leadership recently, so we know what not to do. Lake Cookie says, don't you think you could ask for a better support group than the one under that roof? I'm telling you that with all of you here, it's been a journey. We've had some motivation, some good times and some hard times. It's been rough. It hasn't all been easy. You see the good stuff. But we appreciate everyone's support. So now here comes Jared. So now when little Banani says smash the like button, this is who is saying it. Yes, that's her. What's really going to be interesting later.
Double tap, guys.
Double tap it. Sounds really cool. It does, Menachem. Again, maybe she'll see you. She'll see you out there as well somewhere. You'll cross paths. And a lot of you still in. A lot of young Marines, right? They will keep. It's a small Marine Corps. That's what people say all the time. And the CC name isn't very common either, right? As soon as I had a nephew in the Marine Corps early on.
A cousin.
Cousin. It was a cousin, yeah. It was a cousin, second cousin. That was interesting. It was all of a sudden like, oh, Cece, you know somebody in the Marine Corps? You got somebody in the Marine Corps? Because that name is not common. So it's going to be another one, Sue, very soon. USMC vet, what's up, everyone? Out of the hospital. Good. Pigged out on green jello. That's probably why my name is not green. What did I miss from the podcast? You missed everything. You're going to have to watch it later. Watch it on catch up later. Annie Banani, CC number 4, just revealed, as you can see from her shirt, where she's going to college. Corps of Cadets, Texas A&M, we're all Aggies. All right, McJunkin says, I'm personally grateful for this live stream as it is somewhat difficult for the Gunny and myself to advise these female cadets and young Marines. So thank you both. Again, while we're here, John, Guns, appreciate you guys getting them involved in it. All we want to do is pass information. We don't want people to learn the hard way like, again, we just did through college, right? Would you do it different if
Yes.
you knew all this before?
Yes.
What's the one thing that you do different?
Start earlier.
Start earlier, without a
Because
doubt.
I just starting in general was hard because during the past summer, I knew that I was supposed to be doing something, but I just didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to start the application process at all. So that's one thing. I'll start everything earlier.
And now it's online, right? You have like a portal, you can check everything.
Everything's online. It can get frustrating because everything's online and like sometimes the websites are down, sometimes you can't reach the point of contact, sometimes you don't get emails in time. It can be hard.
Yeah, you just got to stay on it. A visible calendar. You see, keep looking to the right. That's where we kept all the information. Probably should have put a couple more timelines on there, right? Due dates probably would have helped, but it's a lot to keep up with. But you look at it this way: if you're running a college, what kind of person do you want there? Someone who can keep up with that high pace, that demand, that dedication, right? The motivation to stay with it. I think a lot of kids probably give up halfway through and say it's not worth it. Man, I can't even keep up with applying. How am I going to keep up in college? So it's a huge step that you're getting ready to take, and it's a huge commitment. So again, you'll be watching her next 4 years.
Time management.
Time management. Somebody say that? Yeah, there it is. Can time management. Congrats. Save the pages for answers down the line for Poolees. Write it down. That's it. Write everything down. This is what you need right here. Oh, maybe. Tell her where she can get one of these so she can start taking the notes. Platoon Commander's Notebook. She needs one. Green Monster. Go to SFMF-merch.myshopify.com. You can get yourself one of those. All right, one more from John McJunkin. You read it.
I wish there was a place like this before I'd enlisted. I'd have done things differently, like learning to bribe my drill instructors with snacks in boot camp.
Maybe that's part of it too. I'd probably never turn down a homemade cookie from a recruit. Kind of sounds like dealing with the VA. Persistent. Be aggressive, but be patient. Right? When we talk about the VA, those are the two things. How many CCs are in the Marines now? Still just one, soon to be two.
I think they mean like all together.
How many CCs?
Because you said your cousin.
Oh yeah, I had 2 cousins.
2
I had
cousins
3 cousins.
What's it called?
in the Marine Corps?
Yeah. Just Google it.
Oh, inside the Marine Corps,
Oh, yeah. MOL, Marine Online. I think I think one of those 3 are still in because he just came in. All from the same family. My uncle, his three of his kids, 2 boys and a girl went into the Marine Corps. I think the 2 boys got out, or no, either way. So we'll see. She'll see once she gets in. We'll have Sergeant Cece check it. All right. Anything else you want to say to the crowd?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Question?
Thanks for the support.
Yes. I honestly do appreciate the support, and I appreciate how everyone's so active on the channel. Everyone's supportive of each other, and I really appreciate the questions. It makes me actually feel a little valuable, and I hope that me answering questions could help at least one person, could help somebody with their process. For anybody that's looking to apply to service academies and even just college in general, start now. If you want me back, I'm here until the summer, August. I gotta go to college, but I'll come back if y'all want me.
We're going to make her host a show. I'm going to take a night off one time. She's going to host a show right before she goes to college. Right here, last from Jared says, don't get caught up in the typical college dumbness. Right? Keep a level head and don't do anything you would not want your mom and dad seeing you do. Great advice,
I don't want us doing it.
brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, because whatever she does, I'm going to do. And I might have to visit her quite often just to let everybody know who we are. Bring the whole Cece gang and the whole SFMF family down to College Station. They don't want us all showing up there one day. Appreciate it, and we'll see Cece again soon. Get after it.
Semper Fi, my friends.
Hurrah.
Hurrah.
Go do some pull-ups. Awesome. All right. Am I still on? I'm still myself. Thanks, everybody. That was fun. We are super excited. You're going to see me rocking some Aggie gear on the next couple shorts, couple lives. We're all in, man. It's going to be exciting. We're going to share it with you. We want you to enjoy the journey as well, not for us, but for you. And if you know anybody getting ready to go through this process, because it was. If I had hair, it would probably be gray because it's stressful. And we're still not done. We got some stuff to do before she ships out, some medical stuff. There's still last minute forms that got to be filled out. So you have to stay on top of it. It is pretty intense. And again, for all the right reasons, because I was at that stage that sometimes we're like, good God, really? Man, it's like, how much more do you want? But as a college administrator, I would know that this individual is going to stick with it no matter what gets thrown at her. And all of you, all of us, God, right? Faith has just guided her and pushed her to where she needs to be. I'm telling you, it's pretty amazing. Pretty exciting for all of us. Merch time, Carl. I hit the merch at the beginning so I wouldn't forget. Thanks, brother. But don't forget, sfmfmerch.myshopify.com. Get you a green monster. I'm telling you, I think I'm going to design one for the young lieutenant, soon to be lieutenant. What has to be in there? Sound still good? Simplified devil dogs. Prayer brings us out of the tough times. Ain't it? Amen. Monocham 100%. Prayer works. So yes, pray on it. We want to definitely share it with you so you don't have someone that has to learn the hard way. We don't want anyone doing that. Yes, God is good. Again, don't forget today is Sunday, and God will show you the way. Anointing that oil with the olive tree. Buddy checks. Don't forget buddy checks, people. Thanks, Monocham. Calling upon Chesty Puller works for Marines too. What would Chesty do? Yes, you always have to ask that question. We need to remember next Wednesday, no show next Wednesday. Next time we'll be here is Sunday after graduation. So it's going to be a great celebration too. We might even have the whole CC clan together. Maybe I can get them all on camera, starting with the producer. We shall see. Always.
Just give them a heads up that it's going to be family time next Sunday. So.
Yeah, next Sunday, the next week or so, is going to be pretty crazy with graduation, with the whole family together. It's going to be some controlled chaos. So we're going to get at you any chance we possibly can. We're going to share all the information we can so you can see it firsthand live. We have to. USMC vet, oldest is turning 18 this year, and he said he wants to join the Space Force. I told him I have no son. So, USMC vet, I'm telling you, I have mixed feelings about that. When USMC Cece joined, we didn't know she was going to enlist in the Marine Corps. She got accepted to college. She was going to go. She kind of took the summer off or took some time. And when she came home one day and said, I'm going to enlist in the Marine Corps, I had to hide my excitement and say, "Are you sure this is the right decision you want to make?" And what did I say to make her go down that path? Not a thing, right? I did the same thing any good parent would do. Say, "Did you check out the other services?" Air Force, great quality of life, not a whole lot of hard work. That'd be much better for we wouldn't have to worry about you so much. So it is a huge decision, a life-altering decision that you as the individual has to make. What we can do as parents, try to guide in any possible way, suggestions, recommendations, right? All the things that led her up to making the decision that she made. And that's the support behind her, the support network. And we have a huge one, not just in the Cece family, Team Cece, but now all of you here at SFMF community. It's been great, and that's what we want to continue to do is serve, right? We're talking about the aspects of life. We're talking life into each other, and not just the good, not just the bad, but all of it combined together. Leadership, man, everything we talk about has something to do with leadership. A unit's failures, leadership. A unit's successes, leadership. So the more you can learn about leadership, and we talk about it here all the time, toxic leadership, someone said you should talk more about it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it is life. 100% everything you do revolves around leadership. All right, everyone, No Wednesday Live. Hit the merch, hit the like button, subscribe and tell your friends. Great spending time with you. God bless and Semper Fi, my friends. Hurrah.